Hello, and welcome back to Supernova. I think we're on a new day. We're doing the things. We're still on the Baron route. Should be a fun time. Sunday evening comes without anything of note happening, aside from another uh, short text from the Baron that instructs me to dress presentable, whatever. I had I had been considering going out real quick to buy some t-shirt that had anarchy written on it, but screw it. Wouldn't hear the end of it from the rat if I did. I'll play ball. The Baron is already there in the back seat of the car with Jose driving up to the curb. Good evening, Nick. Shit, I'll need to be polite while the coyote is around, won't I? Good evening, Mr. Braun. There's a shadow of an ironic smile on his face. Hi, Jose. Good to see you, Mr. Saunders. Wow, so formal. Where to now, sir? The corner of 23rd and Union. Sounds good, sir. Oh, screen wipe. Okay. I find myself sitting in awkward silence next to the rat, who doesn't bother making small talk. Fine by me. I just want to get this evening over with. Thankfully, it's not a long drive. As we get out onto the sidewalk, the Baron gives Jose some quick instructions, then turns to me as the car disappears around the corner. Well? Well? How are you feeling? I'm fine. Any reason I should be worried? You're not the one who needs to be worried. No. It's very nice of you to be worried about me, then. Okay, you're getting on my nerves already. Go in. It's- Okay. We're standing in front of an Italian restaurant, a humble brick building that doesn't stand out in any way from its surroundings. There's a dim light in the window, but they curtain. Yeah, but they curtains. The curtains are in the way. I would have assumed it was closed if I was passing by. Inside, it's not much bigger. There are no clients, just a lone waiter who turns his alert gaze to us as we enter. Ah, good evening. Please follow me. The Baron nods. The waiter leads us to the second floor and then down the hallway into a private room. Oh, okay. Greg gets up from his seat as we enter and shakes hands with me first and then the Baron, all the while wearing a bright smile. Nick, Tim, come on in. Sit. Oh, okay. Can I get you anything? Just water for all of us for now. I'll let these two decide on their order. Of course, sir. The waiter steps out, leaving us with the smiling husky. Very nice of you to arrange the meeting so soon, Tim. I'd never dream of making you wait. The dog bursts into laughter. I'd hope not. How are you doing, Nick? Not overwhelmed, I hope. I'm doing fine, thanks. Good. You two hungry? I'll have a look at the menu. Greg slides two of those across the table. I take a cursory glance, but not feeling the slightest bit hungry right now, and close it again. Shame, the food's probably nice. I guess I'll ask for something light, to be polite or whatever. No, just order the most... You order the most expensive thing on the menu, and then just take it to go at the end. Like, there's no issues. Don't worry about it. Like, it's a free meal. Alan should be back with us in a moment. Well then, Tim has already taken care of some paperwork for you, Nick. We'll need some signatures here and there, but he can get that on our behalf as well. Be happy to. Then today? I just wanted us to have a little chat. It's a big compliment.
What complicated world you found yourself in, and while you have the Sentinels on your back, I was hoping I could help you a bit navigating this mess.
The rat is giving me a weird look. Appreciate that.
It's my job. But I think you already know that I'm hoping to entice you into joining Spec in a more official capacity.
Yeah, I figured as much. But like I said, I'd rather stick with the team.
And like I told you, a partnership with us won't interfere with your work with the Sentinels. Our operative have a remarkable degree of freedom.
Operatives, that's what that word is, okay. A long leash is still a leash, dude. The husky, however, doesn't give me the time to reply.
There are a lot more benefits to consider on top of that. Superheroics have a notable tendency to interfere with one's career, for instance, and Spec would be able to give you the resources you need to mitigate that.
That won't be of concern. As my employee, Nick will have enough support, and I am quite flexible when it comes to his schedule. I blink in surprise. Wasn't the whole job interview talk just made up to explain why I was visiting him in the first place?
Tim, you can't keep doing this. We've talked about this already.
There is nothing unlawful about our agreement. Or arrangement.
You know very well that's not the problem. At this rate, someone will start thinking that you're building yourself a little private army of superpowered individuals.
And you know damn well that's not true.
Yes.
Then the word of the head Spec will be more than enough to nip those ideas in the bud.
My authority goes only so far.
The Sentinels have never given the city, state, or country reason to doubt us.
No, of course not. I'm just warning you that paying superheroes out of your pocket is playing with fire.
I am not paying Templar, or Mensis, or Superfang. I am paying my regular employees.
Tim.
I appreciate the concern, Greg, but I trust for everyone involved to stay reasonable.
I hope they will. I really do. You know how messy these matters can get.
The Cape Act hasn't been amended in a while, has it? It seems that people are happy with what we have.
For now.
A tense silence settles over the table. I open my mouth to say something, then close it again, realizing that I have nothing to contribute to the discussion. Certainly wasn't expecting for the Baron to go bat for me like that. After all the talk of not antagonizing Greg, the stuff he just said seems to have done just that. Before the silence goes on too long, though, the waiter steps in to take our orders. I ask for a simple mushroom risotto.
Your newfound employee, notwithstanding, you'll find Spec has more manpower to make your job easier than what Tim here can offer.
We both look at the rat, but he merely nods. Manpower? To what purpose?
Coordinating your activities, making sure you're in place where you can be the most good, safeguarding people close to you.
I see. I believe I have all that covered.
I want you to understand that we will stand behind you, even if you're not officially with Spec. If, say, you ever had to get your family into witness protection or anything of the sort.
That's very generous.
Not at all, Nick. As Templar, you're still doing a service. As long as you don't try to undermine the law, we count you for a partner.
I read that vigilantism is on the rise.
Growing pains. Congress has granted Spec an increased authority. It's true, and we expected some pushback. But the system has functioned since the 80s.
I cast a quick look at Baron, trying to gauge his feelings on how the conversation is going so far. He meets my gaze, but I detect no sign of approval or disapproval from him. It appears the rat is content to let me handle this on my own. And I can't say I don't appreciate that. We are briefly interrupted when the food arrives, but I don't wait long before returning to the conversation. So the superheroes employed by the government are actually managed by you.
Yes, we direct our operatives and provide tactical and intelligence support.
I didn't see any of the stuff you're describing to me right now when I was looking you guys up.
Well, naturally, Nick, our line of work requires a degree of secrecy.
Is that why you're the director, despite that not being mentioned anywhere official?
Yes, that is part of it.
And you make all the decisions.
I was appointed by the president himself, and I am accountable directly to him.
Well, sure, but we have no way of knowing that he's holding you accountable, right?
Up until recently, I didn't know you.
Up until recently, I didn't even know you existed.
The voters trust the leaders they empower to make the right decisions, even if those decisions aren't always known to the public. You'll find that many aspects of state activity are held secret for a good reason.
National security and all that?
Indeed. If you think about it, it's not much different from you wearing a mask.
It's very different, though. I'm not in charge of a whole lot of people. You have a ton of influence. And if I mess up, people will know that it was Templar, and I'm sure the government won't just let me get away with whatever I want to do.
We don't do whatever we want to do, Nick. I have a specific mandate and responsibilities.
I'm sorry, Director, but I don't think a partnership with Spec is in the cards for me. The Husky leans back in his chair, not looking all that upset by my words.
You're in good hands, then. And should a situation arise where our assistance can prove useful, I hope that you won't be resistant to working with me and my team. Although, before we finish, I would like to extend an invitation to come to our local headquarters and meet with some of the people that did join us.
I'll try and pay a visit sometime, sure.
Great. I'm looking forward to that. Seems like you'll have your hands full, eh, Tim?
I'll manage.
Of course you will. As easy as Daniel would have had it with his head start. I'm sure Nick will catch up soon enough.
What he lacks in training for now, he makes up for in spirit. Wow, a compliment from the Baron?
I can certainly see that. To be fair, I imagine that even Daniel, with all his training, would have needed some supervision, if not as much.
Well, he's not Templar. The raccoon is. Yeah, he's not. I just gotta get better at it. Anyway, if you don't mind, Greg, I have something of my own to discuss with you.
I'm all ears.
The Baron reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folded piece of paper. That's what that says. Instead of Greg, however, he hands it to me. Confirm something for me, up in the right corner. What did you see? What do you see? It's some kind of print of what looks to be a camera recording with a landscape that might be one of the suburbs, or maybe the western edge of the city. As I scan it, I realize what the rat was referring to. Oh yeah, I think that's him. The Baron takes the printed photo out and hands it to Greg. This is a recording from a small store near the docks, taken around 15 minutes after Michael crashed into the building with the raccoon in it.
And you believe this shape over here is the attacker?
Yes.
I see.
The Husky falls silent as he continues to examine the dot with the green outline. Is there any activity at the docks that could be related? And Greg sounds distracted as he replies.
Near the docks. Nothing immediately relevant comes to this situation. No. Our operation has been investigating some unusual weapons shipments that are brought here illegally, but I don't see how that could be connected.
It's a lead. Better than nothing.
Perhaps. I guess this would be a good time as any to tell you that a kill order has been issued for this wolf.
Isn't it a bit too early for that?
It is. Is it? He killed Templar.
I thought the Baron of all people would be happy to hear that, but for some reason he shows no sign of it. I will keep that in mind. Our first priority will be to capture him and find out why he did what he did, though.
I have no objections. However, if capture seems impossible, know that you don't have to hesitate to use lethal force.
The rat nods. I will be taking a look at his weapon situation myself. Oh, this weapon situation. Okay.
So long as you don't interfere with spec activity.
Do I ever?
I will forward you some information.
I appreciate that. The sooner we catch this wolf, the better. It's the Husky's turn to nod. Is that all for tonight, then? Unless you'd like to chat some more with Templar. I think we're done for now.
Indeed. Now that, wait, you know how to get in touch with me, Nick. Make sure you come visit.
With that, I stand up, shake hands with Greg again, and step outside. The Baron lingers a moment, exchanging more words with the Husky before following after me. We don't talk. The Baron the Baron's phones Jose, who arrives in less than a minute.
Shall I drop off Mr. Saunders first, sir?
No, he will be coming with us. He needs to pick up his car.
Understood.
I stare out the window, trying to sort how I feel about the meeting with the director of spec. In the end, it went exactly how it was supposed to, I think. We met, Greg made his offer, and I politely refused. So, that's a good thing, right? Except somehow I feel more uneasy now than before the meeting. Wait, uneasy now than before the meeting, okay. Like before, the ride is silent. As we drive up to the mansion, however, the Baron tells me to follow him inside for another chat. Jose stops the car near the main entrance, and the rat leads me to his office. Not bad, Raccoon. Got a bit needlessly wordy there, but at least Greg should understand firmly that there's no reasoning with you. I wasn't unreasonable at all. For once, I'll agree with you, but that's not how he will see it. He didn't push it as hard as I thought he would. Yes, but I get the feeling he realized early that you were a lost cause. Good. Bet he was hoping for someone a bit more pliable when I told him Danny wouldn't be Templar. I always strive to disappoint. That's a good line. Well, it seems like stubbornness is one trait required for Templar. Was Michael like that? He had his moments. And Daniel. Danny isn't Templar. Yeah, but we can start your training tomorrow. Sure. What about that stuff with, the docks and all that? The rat looks away, thinking for a moment. I'll scope out the situation, and from there we'll see if it can make a good outing opportunity for you. I doubt he will make an appearance. Right. I want to do it either way. Patience. Fine. Am I really your employee now? Okay, as long as I'm not expected to do any actual work for you. How ungrateful. Hey, I didn't ask you to do this. I like to make sure that you guys are able to focus on the task at hand without having to worry about rent. And I mean, I won't say no. It's not like you can't afford it. Cool. Not even a thanks. Fine. Thank you for getting Greg off my back. That wasn't the point. Well, it's what I'm grateful for. Alright, scram before I succumb to the urge to make tomorrow a lot more difficult. I'll be ready for whatever comes my way. If you say so, be there at 4. Sure, adios. Good night. Jose is standing outside smoking. We exchange a couple words about the evening before I finally get in the car. Luckily, the traffic is light at this time of day. I grab a can of soda at the store after I take care of parking, then head up to the dorm. Okay, I'll end the part here, everyone, so I will see you around.